Members of the Advisory Council met Wednesday, June 9th. Governor His Excellency Gordon Weatherall, who tells us more on the Council's briefing.
In case of hurricanes this season, and more generally preparations for the hurricane season, we were briefed on that by the Director of Disaster Management. We then had a briefing on renewable energy possibilities for Grand Turk and Salt Key, and had a discussion on that with representatives of WRB.
Governor Weatherall said the council was also briefed on the latest town hall meeting with Kate Sullivan and her efforts to inform the public on constitutional reform. Meanwhile, questions by members of the press followed after the briefing. The much talked about police barracks was brought up, along with other projects that are put on hold.
In the case of the police barracks, I think there have been some issues of affordability attached to that. I mean, I might ask the PS Finance, who I think has been in discussion with the police on that for an update. I think in the case of Provo Stevedoring, this was looked at by the port authorities, and I think they've sort of expressed what they think is the best way forward in the wider interest on that particular front. And in the case of the Conch Farm, which is something which actually predates the previous administration, probably the one before that too, by some time, and we've dug all the sort of papers and information out, and I think we've now come to a conclusion on that particular matter.
Governor Weatherall said his interim administration takes obligations and national interests seriously. The Turks and Caicos Players Club Casino sent home staffers and closed its doors Wednesday, December 2nd, due to a sudden closure by TCIG, according to a press release, in efforts to enhance the collection of revenue and other arrears owed to the Treasury. Delta Jones gave an update on the progress.
They had actually had a considerable liability with the government, which they sought to settle with a check that bounced. The payment of the check that bounced was not, after we had given them some time to try and make good on their obligations. And because of that, we had to take actions to close the Players Club. And right now, the matter is in the courts. We have referred the matter to the court. And the issue as to whether or not we will operate with them and all of that, I think is something that we need to carefully consider, because they have obligations, and the fact that they've actually paid with a bad check, it suggests to me it might be difficult in the future to continue going on with them.
For WIV4 News, I'm Takara Bain.